Get cool stuff for what you were going to do anyway. Drink beer. With Buy Beer, Get Gear from Labatt, you can just snap a photo of your receipt and upload it to the website to rack up points for exclusive merch. Get points for every purchase, whether you're grabbing a pint on draft, a case for a party, or a tall boy at the stadium. Any size, any product, anywhere you buy Labatt. Buy beer, get gear. Sign up now at rewards.labattusa.com.
Now, stand back for your own safety.
Steve, what's up?
Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Steve. Where Paulie at?
Here we go.
I'm checking out. I will respond to you, but I'm done for the week. I'm done.
Steve is my favorite part of the show. How's that?
I like that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Check for sound.
Pleasure to be on there talking with Paulie, man. He's a good dude.
I'm an idiot. I'll just shut up and let you talk. I was trying to help.
And shout out to Tupac. 3, 2, 1, and now.
This is Orange Nation.
Well, hello, Paulie and Steve.
With Stephen Fonte and Paulie Sibilia.
Check the box. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you with us alongside Paulie Sibilia. I'm Stephen Fonte as we welcome you into a Tuesday edition of Orange Nation, game day edition, a big game day for the Orange. Tennessee in town tonight for the ACC SEC Challenge. And with that in mind, we've got our good friend Sam Rothman set to join us in hour number 2. She'll be on with us at 1:30. Sam covers the Tennessee Volunteers for WATE Channel 6 in Knoxville, Tennessee. We spoke with her when Syracuse getting ready to play Tennessee in football. We'll have her back on to talk some basketball. Plus, we'll mix in your phone calls throughout at 315-437-7644. What's up, Paulie?
Not much. Syracuse is a rival with Tennessee, unlike any other.
They do play them quite a bit, it feels
like.
It'd
be nice to beat them tonight, Steve. It's a big game. A big game. I like to use the term behind the 8 ball. You might be under the 8 ball, behind the 8 ball, away from the 8 ball. Any configuration with an 8 ball, you're going to be it if you don't beat Tennessee tonight.
See, I was going to say something right there that was going to make your head explode. You were going to blow your top.
Is there still a chance?
I showed restraint, and I didn't say it.
Go ahead, say it.
I was going to say, I thought that it was going to be maybe a good thing if Donnie Freeman was out and they played the teams close in Vegas. And first two were close. Obviously, the third one was not.
Yeah, the second one wasn't as close as everybody. It's still double-digit loss. But you've got to win now. You
do have to win.
I thought if you can't go out and lose by 30 without your best player and have the tournament committee look at it as this team's probably going to be okay. This one has become very, very, very important. It was already going to be important, but given the way that Las Vegas ended, this is it feels like a must win as much as a game in December could be a must win. And we all said it. We're all guilty of it. I'm going to lump everybody in this. Steve, you said it. I said it. We all said, yeah, this team's not going to get blown out this year like they have the past 2 years, and it happened.
It did happen. It's unfortunate how that trip transpired, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they drew Iowa State in the third game, just the circumstances around that, not having Donnie, so on and so forth. But yes, they did get blown out, and now they got to make up for it. And
you know what I would like to see, though? It's a crappy day. It's basketball season. It's snowy. It's awful out. That means it's basketball season. It'd be nice to see everybody go out there and support this team, though. Act like you want them to win it, Go out, fill the place up.
Yeah, and we're going to see what they're made of because, the Iowa State game, again, I can look at that and I can say, you know what, 3 games in 3 days, Iowa State might be the best team they faced out there. It doesn't excuse the fact they lost by 31, but you can understand how it happened. Tonight, there are 0 excuses. Obviously, Donnie's not there again, but you've had a few days to regroup. You know you're capable of playing well without Donnie. You did it against Houston, and you know that your season very much feels like it's on the line. You are at home. You've got your backs against the wall, and I think you're going to see, Red keeps talking about, level 5 energy. You better see level 5 energy from start to finish tonight because, again, it feels like the season's on the line to some degree.
And it's not impossible for them to make the tournament if they don't win tonight. It's just you're making the route so difficult.
Yes.
You probably have to be a top 4 team in the ACC and none of your losses could be to Duke, North Carolina, any of the ranked teams. It would just be so hard. Is this team talented enough to do it? I think so, but it's just take the easy route. Go out and play tonight like this game matters.
That's why that last possession against Houston and, the fact they didn't make their free throws, it's going to come back to bite them. I mean, it already has, but if that game goes differently, the entire narrative around this team and that trip changes. And, instead of this game being a do or die type thing, it's like, oh, well, that would be nice if you can split these 4 games and get Tennessee, and it's kind of like gravy on top, right? It's, the icing on the cake if you go out and you go 2-2 in this 4-game stretch. Now you're staring at 0-4, and you absolutely need this one, to your point.
And I'll be consistent. Like I said, you just got to get one of these 4. You've just waited to the last. You had a good shot at the first one. You just got to get one of these 4, and you'll be okay. One quad win against a top 25 team is a decent start. It's not ideal, but you're not as far behind the 8 ball as you would be. We can talk basketball more.
We will as the show moves on.
There's been a bigger news story to happen in the past.
Yes, just about a half hour ago, the university not only confirmed the 4 assistant coaches that were reportedly let go yesterday, Ricky Brumfield, Joe Schaefer, Dale Williams, Robert Wright, all will not be back with the staff. University confirmed that. And then in addition to that, they announced that Elijah Robinson will transition into a new role on Fran Brown's staff. He's going to serve as the co-defensive coordinator next year and the defensive line coach. So they are searching for a defensive coordinator. Elijah Robinson will not be calling the plays, still going to help out on the defensive side of the ball. And, still coach the defensive line, which he's been doing since he's been here, by the way. It's a little bit of a different role in that he's not going to be the leader of the defense, but he's going to be, helping out whoever they hire as the defensive coordinator. So that is significant news. And I think, we were all wondering, late in the year, it came up a couple of times at press conferences. And Fran has stayed consistent because when he said that Jeff Nixon and Elijah Robinson would be back, he said they'll definitely be back. He is coming back.
Yeah.
But then on Saturday, he didn't really answer that question about will there be changes with the coordinators, and he said I want to think about it. And so this is the compromise, right? He's still on the staff, he's still going to help out on defense, but he's not going to be the leader of the defense.
Yeah, and you can see this coming a little bit because defense wasn't the strong point in the 10-win season either.
Right.
But it is also like all these changes. These guys got you to 10 wins, most of them. You know, so it seems. I don't know. It's also not my job on the line, so I don't have to make the changes. But it seems like the timeline that they're putting out is very fast. Like next year is going to be the year, and that I struggle with that. I think Fran will figure it out. Yeah, I think it's going to take more than next year though.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly it's certainly going to be better than this year.
With a portal, it'll be easier. Yeah.
Yeah. And I tend to look at it as, the talent is here. You're going to get your quarterback back. He feels good about the last two recruiting classes, this one and last year's. And, the schedule can't be as difficult as it was this year. Yeah. Like you keep saying about who knows how tough the schedule will be, and you're right, but it can't be tougher than it was this year. I mean, 10 of their 12 opponents went to bowl games. And
wasn't that the same the year before, though? I feel like they ended up playing UNLV. They were ranked. Georgia Tech was ranked. It's a fool's errand to try and predict how the schedule is going to turn out. Everybody thought that Clemson road game was going to be the most difficult one, and it was a win.
But you look at it, other than Clemson, though, and you look at Tennessee was still really good. SMU was on the verge of playing in the ACC title game. Georgia Tech was better than everybody expected. Notre Dame was awesome, on down the list. So it was a very difficult schedule.
Yes,
to say the least. And I don't know that next year's can be, it can touch that.
Wait till they add another conference game, and it'll probably be the most difficult one on the road for Syracuse, is the way things break for them all the time. And
we shall see. We shall see. Do you want to talk about the signing from yesterday that you seem to be very upset about?
I'm not upset about it.
You are.
I'm upset about the timing of it, Steve.
Okay. What? I mean, you can't help that tomorrow is the early signing period.
Yeah, I know, but just we don't need a spectacle of it. Just have them sign and move on. Can you let recruits know you have them? Yeah, you're just rolling. I'm old. I think I'm officially of that age where I'm going to start complaining when they don't wear the actual uniforms that I like. Also, like, well, why are they wearing that color? They're the orange. I didn't like the timing of it.
Okay, but again, the early signing period opens tomorrow,
and wait.
And the school didn't put it out there. The young man put it out there.
Wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit.
Not as young as most. He's 20. He turns 26
I'm
next
sure
month.
This is going to be awesome for recruiting. Like I don't question it. I just didn't like the timing of it.
What? But why? Like
Because you're just coming off a 3-win season and you got boat raced by a horrible BC team. Just figure out the coaching situation. Come out, do your coaches' announcements, then make the announcement. Like I'm sure it's going to be great for recruiting, NIL, all that stuff. I just didn't like the timing of it.
Yeah. Well, again, that's not a Fran Brown thing, though.
You could have told them, hold off a day or two, hold off a week, and we'll announce it after we get past,
So on Wednesday, tomorrow, when we get the roster of all these guys signed, like, what does it matter if it was yesterday or tomorrow?
Yeah, just give it time. Wait as long as you possibly can.
Okay.
I'm a PR expert. All right,
Are
Steve?
You?
Yeah.
Right. I don't see the difference, really.
I do.
In Monday or Wednesday.
Just make the coaching changes, then announce this, explain why it's a good thing. Hey, this guy is a multi-platinum rapper. He's going to bring in youngsters that want to play with him. If we can improve our NIL, it's going to be awesome. I get it. That's fine. I just didn't like the timing of it.
Okay.
I was kind of half-heartedly joking with you that why don't they just hire the garbage guy from Philadelphia like Tony Danza? No, I get it. I don't know if he's can play or will ever play.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't either. I just didn't like the timing of it.
All right.
Okay.
They get 105 roster spots. If they want to give
that's
one,
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
You just lost horribly to a horrible team after a horrible season. And I just would have liked to, this is how we're going to fix next year, right? And then also,
we lost to BC. No rappers can sign this week. Like what?
No, you don't be stupid. You know what I'm saying.
I don't think it matters.
Just fix next year and then move on.
Okay. All right. I don't know why. And it's not just you. I've seen a lot of pushback on social media about this.
I'm not pushing back that he shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I just didn't like I want an acknowledgement of how bad the season was, and then
they did that Saturday.
Yeah. Wait till you make all the coaching changes and then do it. But I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I know I am not so naive that I don't understand that having a multi-platinum rapper will be very good for recruiting.
Yeah. Right.
I did like the time.
Excitement. Yeah. All right. Well, again, they can't help what the college football calendar looks like, and that this is, the early signing period is tomorrow through Friday.
He could have waited to the later signing period.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't see what it matters. The offseason has started, and this is happening.
This is okay. Here's what I'm going to say. It wasn't an announcement that a team in Syracuse position should have made at that point. It's just my opinion. And I could be 100% wrong on it. Should they get the kid? Yes. Yeah, that's awesome.
So no fun allowed this week because they lost to BC. So no fun.
Act like it was. Yeah, it was just what happened was a serious thing.
Right. But again, Fran Brown has not commented on this. He can't.
Okay.
It was I keep calling him a young man. He's about to be 26.
Yeah.
The rapper, Tusi is his name?
Yeah, but just you could have texted him and just said, hey, we kind of dropped the ball this year, and let's put this season to bed. And then we'll move on to the rapper.
All right.
I
don't see a big deal with it, but we'll agree
all of a
to
sudden you're the
disagree.
cool guy in
No,
the room.
I don't see what the harm is. Like the season is over. He talked about it on Saturday. We all know it wasn't good enough. He has said it wasn't good enough, and now it's looking to the future. And this is one piece of many that are that he's looking to the future with.
I get it. It's going to be a good thing for NIL and for recruiting. It was
and it
kind
put
of
Syracuse in the headlines for a good reason, as opposed to what we saw over the weekend.
I mean, it's not a great reason. A rapper signing, like if you had signed, like you said, a postman who was 35 and was homeless, that's different than a guy who's a multimillionaires, Steve.
Right, but I'm saying it's in headlines, right? This is making headlines around the country. It's
It
like
also, but
a famous rapper is signing with Syracuse.
Yeah.
To me, that is not bad publicity.
So, yeah, but like, do you think Alabama fans are like, oh my God, that we need to be more like Syracuse? All of a
Not
sudden?
at all. But you talk about recruiting, like it doesn't matter what people in Alabama are talking about, but does that get other kids excited around the country to go to Syracuse? Like I don't think it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no,
it's certainly
it's
not
not
a headline that says Syracuse loses to Notre Dame 70-7. Like that's a bad headline.
Yeah, no, I get that. But if you've lost 70-7, your first news out of the cycle shouldn't be we signed a rapper.
Okay.
All right. It's we done this to fix it. All right.
Well, the first news that came out yesterday was about the coaching staff.
You're right, Steve. You're right.
Let's go to the phone lines.
Stefan. Oh, we're supposed to break first. I'm going to listen to you guys. Say, hold on, Stefan. Let's take a time out.
That was a fake field goal.
Yeah. Audible.
Yes.
Omaha.
All right. That was our opening drive brought to you by Burdick BMW of Cicero. We'll take a time out. Stefan is going to sit on hold. We'll bring him on next on ESPN Radio.
Point Guard Advisors and Burdick Ford are proud supporters of Game Day radio coverage of Syracuse.
No, I don't mind LA Orange. I don't mind them signing it, but it looks like you didn't take last year seriously to me. Like,
So Dom, for the record, I did not say a homeless postman. I just said a postman, and I actually did have you in mind. Like I was thinking, like if Dom can play ball, and like didn't go to college and was a postman for 5 years, why can't we give him a scholarship? That's what I was thinking. Paulie added the homeless part.
no, other schools did get one school gave him a look. I think Duke gave him a look. They didn't even need to drop it on Wednesday. It's the early signing period, guys. Just wait. Make the coaching changes. Hold off. Syracuse needs more wins. No, I wouldn't want the stink to go away. I want people to wallow in the stink and fix the stink, not spray stupid air spray and you just get the mix of stink and air freshener like our men's room. You get shit and fresh air. No, it doesn't work that way. You can't Febreze away last year. Thank you. How come nobody uses rock bottom in a 3-win season, but they did in a 7? Are you hearing the commercials? Because I don't. It's set up right. Okay, good. How do you know it's going to get better? Dominic, I know. Paul Pasqualoni actually pulled me aside and showed me Allen Iverson's. He did recruit him. He said he was their number one target at QB at one point. Red signed Post Malone, Steve.
What's that?
Red has signed Post Malone, according to Mike in our chat.
It's funny, the guy I was chatting with today, he brought up Post Malone. He's like, this reminds me of Post Malone. Grew up in Syracuse, went somewhere else.
What if they get a country? What if they get every genre of music? We get a country singer, a metalhead. There's 105 spots, Steve. Why couldn't we? A flautist? An oboe player? A oboist? What do you call an oboe player?
My point is like I don't care one way or the other.
I just didn't like
It's
it.
one of 105.
I
And
care about my public
he's
image
probably
more.
not going to play.
Yeah, I don't care if he plays. Like,
But what does it matter?
Syracuse had one of its best recruiting classes in basketball coming into this year, and everybody was saying rock bottom. What if they got Zamfir, the pan flautist? The master of the pan flute, Steve. If I go off on Zamfir again, I'm going to come out of every commercial break with a new artist. Artist of the day is Kid Rock, Steve. I don't remember why, but it is. Also, Zamfir, the pan flutist, is signed with Syracuse football. So be looking for the magical fingers of Zamfir catching balls. I don't know if Zamfir's alive or not, but that would be awesome. Remember those days when you'd get the 800 number to call for your favorite musician?
I feel like we spent a whole show on this.
Yeah, yes. I know. I just didn't know how many people called. Like, were the phones just ringing off the hook for Zamfir?
Probably not. Can we go to the phone lines?
Syracuse fan says Tusi should have been the artist of the day. Well, I'm going to wait a week. It's not time.
Well, tomorrow is the signing period, so
I'll wait.
You could do it tomorrow.
No, we'll wait. When he comes on the show, we'll make him artist of the day. How's that?
All right. That's fair.
All right.
I would like to have him on.
I would too. I'd be like, what's your problem, bro?
He's going to say, what's your problem?
Wait a week. Wait a week.
All right. Let's go to the phone line. Stefan in Utica kicking us off. What's up, Stefan?
Well, hello, Paulie and Steve.
How are you, Stefan?
All right, now I want to warm things up and talk about the Mets.
Okay.
Oh, right. Hot stove.
Yes. Now, yesterday the Mets signed Devin Williams, so he comes across town from the Yankees. And if the Mets can only sign Diaz, that would be a good 1-2 punch at the back of the bullpen.
Yeah, on paper and theoretically, it didn't work out as well as I think the Yankees were hoping it would work out. But good luck. And sometimes a change of scenery can help. He was obviously awesome before he got to New York and didn't pitch all that well in a Yankee uniform, but maybe he will in a Mets uniform. And I know you're a Mets fan, Stefan. So for your sake, I hope he pitches well for you.
Matt from Auburn says, Wiki says Zamfir is alive in 84.
He's probably not going to play it down.
I know, but I'd like that. I'm that age now. I'm just going to sit around and listen to Zamfir. By the way, guys, be safe on the roads out there.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in a while. There's a winter weather advisory in effect till 3 p.m. this afternoon. Snow accumulations of 4 to 6 inches. That's a lot of inches, Steve. I've been told that 4. Highs in the mid-30s. Winds 5 miles. Chance of snow, Steve, near 100%. That's a really good chance of snow.
Yeah, it's slippery out. It is. The roads are bad. They're messy.
It's going to clear up from 3 to around midnight, so get your ass to the basketball game today, too.
3 to midnight. Perfect window to go to the game.
Yeah. Go support the team. Go out and, just because...
Home court advantage.
Yeah, let's go. If I didn't go for free and sit courtside, I'd pay. Go, Steve. Humble brag.
That was a humble brag.
All right. Syracuse basketball tonight. Tennessee is 7-1. They beat Rutgers, which isn't a great win. They beat Houston by 3, who Syracuse lost to in overtime.
This is what they did in Vegas.
Yeah, and then they lost to Kansas, who Syracuse lost to also.
Yeah, held the lead in that game. Kansas came back late and beat them. This is a really good Tennessee team, and I watched the start to finish the Houston game, start to finish the Kansas game. They get after you defensively, and they can score the basketball obviously as well. This is a really good team, a well-balanced team. They've got some veterans on that team. This is a tall order, and I think of all the SEC teams that you could play, they're in the top probably 4 or 5 that in that conference. So this is another major step up in competition for Syracuse.
Yeah, LA Orange says Paul fans are gassed. So what? One game, if they go out and win it, you're not going to be back. You're not going to be all in. Why not do your part? Like, you can't say they're gassed and then for the past 5 years say nobody goes to games anymore. Why don't you all just go all in on this one?
In case you're curious, from a Ken Pom perspective, Tennessee's 3rd. Vanderbilt is 10th overall. Kentucky 11th overall. Tennessee 12th overall. And, so Tennessee's ahead of, Alabama, Florida, Auburn, those types of teams. So this is a really good Tennessee team that if you notch a win against them tonight, then it fixes your problems at the moment.
It puts a Band-Aid on it. And it also shows that you can do it. I just think they need to get over that hump.
Yeah. Man, if they could just make some free throws. That Houston game is going to haunt them the rest of the season.
But you can put that haunting behind you.
Yeah. John in Bridgeport's up next. John, what's up?
Hi, man. Long time no hear.
Yeah, how are you?
Good. I hate to say this, but this is about as close as a must-win that we could possibly get, just for the fact that if you got really orange-colored glasses on and we beat Duke at home and we beat Virginia at home and we beat Louisville at home, that's not going to happen. So where do we get our quad ones wins if we don't do it against Tennessee?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's
scary.
You're going to have to win one of those games anyways, though.
So you don't think we can lose to all 3 and then
no. But even if you beat Tennessee, you're going to have to win one of those road games. You don't. This isn't the coverall. You still got to win one of those.
Even if we play close.
Yeah. One quad one isn't getting you in the tournament. This one isn't going to do it. It just puts you on the right path.
Well,
you're still got to win one of those road games in February if you want to make the tournament.
Well, what I would say to that is I don't know. I think you can both be right, John. I don't know that you necessarily have to beat Carolina or Duke or Louisville to get in, because there will be there's, I believe, 8 quad one opportunities as it stands right now.
You got to get a road win on a quad one road win.
Right. But it could be Virginia. It could, there are other opportunities.
I didn't say a specific one. You've got to win one of those.
I think John was referring to Carolina, Duke, and Louisville. Correct me if I'm wrong, John. Isn't that what you meant?
The big 3, more or less.
Right. I think they could. If they win this one, I don't think they necessarily need to beat those 3 teams or one of those 3 teams. But to Paulie's point, and you're right, Paulie, you do need other quad one wins.
Yeah, I would assume you would probably have to beat one of them.
I mean, you do get Carolina here. I don't know if you necessarily have to go on the road and beat Carolina or go on the road and beat Duke.
We've seen it. You've got to win a road game.
Right. Yeah.
A quad one road game.
They do it again. Virginia is a possibility.
Yeah. Virginia, Wake's a possibility. There's other possibilities, but I don't know if Wake and Tennessee is enough to get you in.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to see what the rest of the resume looks like. How many losses do they have? I understand.
So I think
I understand.
I think you got to win one of those big ones.
I just don't know that on December 2nd you could definitively say, if they beat Tennessee, they still have to beat Carolina or Duke.
The ACC is going to have to be really, really good, and Syracuse is going to have to win a lot of games in order to not have to beat one of those quad one teams on the road. So, in beating Houston and Tennessee, you'd probably be ahead of the 8 ball, but it didn't happen.
NC State's another road game that would be a quad one. That's January 27th.
They've had a couple bad losses, Steve. So you don't know the great Will Wade.
They're 30th right now in the net, though. That would be, that's well within the. You just got to be top 75 for it to be a quad one on the road. That's.
But you also they measure them, and you just. I think 2 quad one wins against NC State and say Virginia is probably equal to Duke on the road.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, right? We've said that before. The Duke or Carolina on the road feels like it counts as 2. So I think that's accurate. It would be nice if Pittsburgh would get, would move up in the world a little bit.
It'd be nice if Syracuse beat Tennessee, Steve.
Yes, agreed. For what it's worth, Ken Pom has this as a 78-71 Tennessee win, giving Syracuse a 27% chance.
What half would they play good in, Steve?
For 78-71, that would be both halves. If this is a single-digit game, if this is a close
good
game,
halves of basketball.
That would be 2 good halves of basketball. Yes.
Let's take a time out. Stay on time today.
All right. I like where you're at. like where your head's at. 315-437-7644. We will take a timeout against Sam Rothman from our Next Star affiliate down in Knoxville, Tennessee. She will join us at 1:30 to preview this game and preview the Vols for us. But phone lines open. Until then, we're back after this on ESPN Radio.
Hey, pull your promo, Tim, if you can, one of you guys, because it's out of date now. I can do it. You called it. You predicted it, though. Good prediction. But it's out of date now, so... I got you guys. Bang. No watch party tonight. At least not from me.
Is there a way I can throw a watch party at Channel 9?
By the way, Mike Papa hasn't texted me in ages. He texted me this morning and said I could be an NFL kicker after what he saw from the Giants kicker. Your kick was better than the Giants kicker, Mike. I got to give you credit for that. I've never seen that. I've done that in golf before.
Yeah. What did he say? Did he? I
haven't even seen it
after the game.
Mediocrity. That's what their brand is right now. Ryan, I've explained to you why I don't go to women's basketball games. I do get a day off every once in a while. Especially now. Kiss my ass. I don't ever see you at the Coach Jack show that I'm working on Mondays or the Autry show that I'm working on Thursdays. So shut up. Or the lacrosse coaches' shows during the week. Yes, I only work 3 hours a day, you piece of garbage.
So I just don't understand with the whole rapper thing. There's a couple tweets out about Elijah Robinson, and one of the comments is, high standards? Well, does that include recruiting a rapper that hasn't played in 6 years?
Yeah, I don't care about that part. I just didn't like the timing of it.
I don't understand why people are mad.
I didn't like the timing of it. Oh, did you go because you won? You won the gift card, Ryan? Is that why you went? Yes, it is. So shut up. Yeah, exactly. So shut up.
Yeah, DA65. I never said that the only reason that the defense struggles because they were tired. Obviously, the defense wasn't good enough. Obviously, they were going to make changes, and I think we could all kind of see that coming. But you can't tell me that what happened with the offense didn't affect the defense, because it absolutely did.
LA Orange, I wanted Oingo Boingo to play offensive line also. You're all coming at me today. See, I'm not allowed to come back at you? Okay, just belittle me and tell me I don't work. Go ahead. It's okay for you to call me out, but when I do it back, I'm a tough guy. I work a lot. I would like to go Sunday. I mean, I can't go on a Sunday. I can't go on a weeknight. Sunday, no. I listen to Tim's broadcasts all the time. Good for you guys. You're all great.
living my life in a slow hell.
Slow skate, Steve.
At the hotel.
It's a good song.
Yeah. I know that feeling. A guy who works on the road a lot, Steve. Girl every night at the hotel, different one. It's tough.
You know that life?
Yeah, the radio engineer groupies are wild. I pull up in the rental car. There's just a line of the ladies to choose from.
How about these two stats that Tim Leonard passed along before the show today? Tennessee's loss to Kansas snapped a streak of 40 straight wins by the Vols as a ranked team against an unranked non-conference opponent. Obviously, Kansas back in the polls now. That's a technicality, right? That's a technicality.
Losing to Kansas when they're not ranked.
How about this one? The Vols are 79-8 against unranked non-conference opponents under Rick Barnes. 79-8. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a tall order tonight, and it's
I feel
it's unfortunate that this, we look at this as a must win. It's unfortunate that this is the one that's a must win, right? Because and it's their own fault for not getting one.
But every
in
game of the 4 has been a must win. It's some you know what I mean. Like you had to win one of these. You got to.
Well, it was kind of like if you don't win this one, you can win tomorrow. If you don't win this one, you can win tomorrow.
The can down the road.
Now there is no tomorrow. Kind of figuratively and literally there is no tomorrow. So they got to get this one tonight, and I'm interested to see what they're made of because they've got their backs against the wall, and this is very much a team that's got to play with some desperation tonight. They know what's on the line.
Yeah, Houston was a much improved offensive team, and Syracuse hung with them defensively. If you go out and play defense like you did against Houston, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You've just got to knock, and I don't know if it's just been a slump to start against the good schools, but you got to knock down shots. You need Tyler Betsy, Nate Kings to knock down shots. You can't miss bunnies. I feel like they get to the rim and they're missing layups. Nathan George has got to be stronger with a basketball. Kyan Anthony's got to knock down shots, open shots. His shot selection's got to get better. And those all seem like fixable things. Although last year we saw Chapo Moore never was able to knock down shots ever. And you were like, oh, he'll do it eventually.
I do think it's fixable. I think that this is going to be a tough opponent tonight. I go back to that Houston game. You said, Houston's a pretty good offensive team. This is a better offensive Houston team than we've seen in the past. Yeah. And I also dismiss the notion, I've heard, several people say, in the comments and whatnot that, well, Houston didn't play well. I didn't think Houston played poorly. Houston made 11 threes that game. Houston was 41% from 3 that game, 11 for 27. They rebounded the basketball. They made their free throws, certainly more so than Syracuse did. They didn't shoot great from the field. They were 36%. But, again, some of that is you got to tip your cap to Syracuse for playing really good defense. I didn't think Houston played poorly at all. I thought it was a game that was played at a high level between two teams that Syracuse seemed like they were on equal footing. They just didn't get the job done at the end.
They also can't get into a mentality of here we go again.
Yeah,
you got to go out.
I think the free throws.
You just got to buy in and keep going.
I think the free throws are. I think there's some of that going on with the free throws. About here we go again, and I do think it's contagious to some degree because it's hard to explain. Nate George struggling from the line, and Nate King struggling from the line, and Kyan Anthony struggling from the line, and these guys are good shooters, and in the case of George and Kings, they've proven that they're good free throw shooters. They just haven't been this year, and JJ obviously is in a different category. Is dealing with that hitch, and it's hard to watch right now, but. They got to figure it out. They need somebody who's reliable to step to the line. And again, I look at Nate George and Nate Kings as two guys that they're going to have to step to the line and make free throws in crunch time situations because the ball's going to be in their hands, Nate George in particular.
Yeah, you've got to hit shots. And it's just not on those two. Kyan has got to hit open shots. He's got to hit his free throws. He's able to get fouled. He's got to, we did notice the refs called his game differently against the Power 4 schools, but he's got to knock down free throws too.
Yeah,
This is an everybody issue.
Well, right. I'm not putting it all on Nate George and Nate Kings. I'm just saying with Nate George in particular, he's your point guard. The ball is going to be in his hands in crunch time situations. He's got to be able to step to the free throw line and knock him down. And he missed a couple of big ones against Monmouth. Missed a couple against Houston and Kansas. He's got to step to the line, and he's 71% right now, which is good. But given the issues across the team,
you've got to make up for it.
Got to be better. He's got to be better than that. He's got to be almost automatic.
Yeah, and he's got to get to the line.
Yeah,
also he's got to be the one getting to the line. You don't want the center. You don't want Kyle getting to the line. Which is sad because you could probably get your most fouls out of that position.
Right.
And you want your shooting guard to get to the line, and JJ's just got that weird hit.
And that's why I said, we talked about this last week about, JJ belongs in the starting lineup. I don't know if he's going to continue to be in the crunch time lineup depending on the situation, the opponent, and what's going on. Because if he's a liability at the line to the extent that we think he's a liability at the line, he can't be out there with the game on the line.
Yeah. Yep. So it's a big game, and it seems like Syracuse is this close this year. Like last year, as it got further into the season with the injuries, and you just didn't think they had a shot. This year, it's still there, even with Donnie Freeman out. It's time to win one.
Yeah, and again, you win this one tonight, and you said it's not a coverall, and you're right, but this one buys you time because the schedule eases up after you get past this one. And so if you can get this one and you notch that quality non-conference win and you've got that in your back pocket, now you've got some of these easier games, then you go into the conference schedule and it's not a murderer's row to start the conference schedule. That's really starts up in February. Right, that's in February, but hopefully, like if you can survive this one tonight, if you can win this game tonight, it buys you time to get Donnie back and Donnie healthy, and then hopefully put your best foot forward, come the month of February when you've got, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in the month of February. The thing is, if they lose tonight, Paulie, it's going to be hard to improve their resume for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Right? They can only hurt their resume. It's going to be hard to improve their resume. Mm-hmm. So that's why tonight is so very important, because you kind of get locked into an area of the net rankings that it's going to be hard to improve, and it's going to be easier to drop than it is to climb.
How do you get a team to play in a situation like this early in the season but not panicked? How do you avoid that? Because they've got to know. They've got to hear us talking. Everybody listens to our show, Steve. Probably got it on in the locker room right now yelling at us.
I think the fact that it is December, I think you can take some of the pressure off the players if you're the coaches.
The players know.
They know how important it is. But as a player, you always think, well, there's a chance, right? And you could go on a run in that month of February, and maybe you are playing your best basketball and you beat Carolina and Duke, and then things change. So there's still other opportunities out there. But I think the coaches. We know Red was talking to them about beat these teams by as many as you can beat them by. Yeah. Donnie Freeman said that, right? He said, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but Coach talked to us about margin of victory. They are, if they're talking about those things, then they obviously are talking about the importance of this game as it pertains to the NCAA tournament. So I think it's, listen, these are big boys. This is big boy basketball. It's fine that they've got a lot of pressure on themselves. How do they react to that? And you tend to see a desperate team plays better. And I think you're going to see a desperate team tonight. Will it be enough to win? I don't know, because Tennessee is really, really good. But I think you're going to see a desperate team play with a lot of intensity. And I do think this is going to be a close game tonight. Do they have enough to get over the top and get over the hump? I don't know. We'll find out between 7 and 9.
All right. I'm in. I predicted a win yesterday, Steve.
You're trying to speak it into existence, because if this is a loss tonight, tomorrow is going to be no fun.
No, you know what, Steve? I think you're wrong about that. I think tomorrow, everybody's just done, right?
Tomorrow's going to be no fun.
I don't think there's any, if they lose by 5.
No moral victories.
No. Listen to me. To me. I think people might call. If they get boat raced like they did against Iowa State, I don't think anybody's calling.
No, I think you're wrong. I think people are going to be angry. I think people, that it's going to...
I don't. I think they've hit their anger threshold.
Okay. We'll find out.
Because everybody knows what happens now.
But here's the thing. It's December 2nd.
Yeah.
So now what?
Yeah, you just gotta. You
think people are just going to throw up their hands on the season and say, like,
yes,
not
you
pay
don't,
attention anymore?
You don't think
well,
that
we can't do that.
No, we can't. I'm just saying, I don't think the calls will be
Okay.
I think everybody's just going to be like, okay, that happened. Like, how many times can you say it?
I think you're wrong. So Syracuse just lost by 31 to Iowa State, and you were furious yesterday. If they lose by 5, you're going to be less angry than if they lose by 25?
Steve, how many times have I been furious in the past 3 years?
Not many. Furious?
Yeah, about a basketball game.
I don't know. Not many.
I'm new to the game. The people that have been furious for a long time.
Okay. So that'll be the last straw.
only thing you'll get the calls from are the "I told you so" jerks, and they may be the worst of them all.
All right. Well, we'll find out. Hopefully, we won't find out. Hopefully, this team comes out and plays well tonight. And
will you trust me on my pulse of the callers?
So you think people will be less angry with a 25-point loss than a 5-point loss? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying I don't think that if they lose tonight by a lot, I think everything that the grumpy people have needed to say has been said. Does that make sense to you?
I guess. I feel like tomorrow just might be
it's the icing
just
on the cake.
Venting and just everybody letting it all out.
No,
tomorrow.
the venting's happened. The only thing you'll get is "I told you so's" tomorrow.
If they lose tonight, again, I mean, there's no fixing
nothing till February.
There's no way to fix things for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have, you talk about backs against the wall. You're going to have your backs against the wall every game in that month of February.
Yeah. You can't, if you don't win this game, like it sucks so bad. Like I want them to win. I am a fan. You don't win this game, you've got to be a top 4 team in the ACC.
Yeah. It does feel like that. It does feel like that. All right.
And then you know what? We will, if there are angry callers, we'll get a call from Stefan and he'll break down the Mets catching prospects.
What do you think about Devin Williams to the Mets?
Who cares?
Okay. You're the baseball guy.
Where are we? Where are we right now? Steve?
No,
We're
I know.
in Central New York. And Syracuse is playing Tennessee.
You didn't chime in. You didn't chime in.
I don't care about baseball right now.
Okay.
There's bigger fish to fry. There's rappers playing football.
So many angry people about that.
I know. I'm not angry that it happened. I'm just angry when it happened, if that makes sense. I'm old.
All right, let's get a quick phone call in. Let's get Drew in Syracuse in before we take our next time out. Drew, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
How are you?
Paulie, here's what I'm going to say to you. Before they went to Vegas, you said, don't get boat raced, and I'll be happy. And the minute they didn't get boat raced and they lost, you were like, the world is falling. Like, the sky is falling.
They did get boat raced by Iowa State.
They only got boat raced by Iowa State, but Paulie, they played Houston tough. They played Kansas tough.
Yeah, okay, that's great. At one point, you've got to win a basketball game.
But what did you say, Paulie?
Okay, here, you want to hear what I said? Listen to me really closely. Listen to what I said. I said you can't get boat raced in any of the games out there, and if you play close with these teams, the committee may look on you favorably if because Donnie Freeman was hurt. They got boat raced.
They got boat raced in one game.
Yes,
Paulie.
yes, that completely changes the look for the team.
Oh my God, Paulie! All right.
I mean, it was great. It was great. They played.
I don't know how you put up with him because he's ridiculous.
They lost 3 games and played great basketball. They played a bunch of good halves, but couldn't put a win together. Exactly what I said couldn't happen happened.
Okay.
But they played great halves. You got to win a game, guys. I don't get why this is so hard to understand. They needed to win a game or be like, if every game had gone like Houston, the committee probably would have been like, okay, these guys are good. You add their best player to the team and they've won a lot of games in the ACC. Okay, we can do that. They blew that chance.
The second half against Iowa State ruined the trip.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, I think we're all in agreement on that. It ruined the trip. It ruined their net ranking. I would love to see what their net ranking would have been had that been a 7-point loss or a 5-point loss or whatever the case may be. Instead, it's a 31-point loss, and it ruined the trip. It ruined the trip. All right, let's hit a timeout. We'll check in on the market on the other side, and then we'll kick off hour number 2 right after that. We're back after this on ESPN Radio.
I don't want people to put words in my mouth, Gaper. It's my show. I will do what I want. Thank you. Not even remotely close. Gaper. That's just a stupid take. I'm not calling for anybody to be fired or anything. I'm not worried about my job or anything. You got to win a game. Oh, you got me, Gaper. Am I hurting your feelings? I hired myself. I did not hire myself. You know who hired me? Ed. Ed put me in this position. Do you hate Ed for that?
No, we all talked about it. We all talked about it collectively before we started this. We all signed off on it, including you.
Who hired Steve? I did. We talked about this yesterday. Oh, I wish I could pull the plug on my whole life. I wish, you know what I could do? I wish I could unplug my life for 30 seconds and then plug it back in and
reset.
Reboot
Hard
it.
reset?
Yeah. Hard reset on my life. I made a vocational error.
If I can't keep you as a partner, then I can't keep anybody. Because you've told me
I'm not going anywhere.
You've told me you're not leaving. So if you leave, then it really is me. That's the problem.
I'm super tough. I'm like the least tough guy on earth. I have a hip impingement, prostate issues. Can't even go to Planet Fitness because I'm such a baby anymore. I never said people that disagree with me are stupid. Yes, I'm going to Chapel Hill. No, we can't. I don't want Red to get fired. I want him to figure it out. Seth, Sal, Paulie, Chris, Steve. He's just run the. All of them quit the business after working with him.
Yeah, Big Steve, Donovan Darius. I worked with for a while. Chris McManus. There's been at least 5 or 6, and none of them are in the business anymore.
Correct. I call you stupid if you're stupid. Thank you. That's the best thing you've ever said, Mike. That's the least stupid thing you've ever said, Michael Antonio. Mikey P, you quit here too, so you just shut your mouth, stupid. Dominic, no. Maybe I'll go to Dames with you. Get some chicken and waffles. Maybe.
You knew that I was coming because you heard my name, but you don't.
Devil without a cause, Steve. That's me. I want to specify something. I am not being negative. I'm just saying they got to win a game. I don't think I'm saying anything negative. Like, I want Red to win the game. I want the coaching staff that's here to win this game. I want them to figure it out. But it's time to figure it out.
Yeah, it's a big one tonight, obviously.
I'm rooting for these guys.
All right, we'll get more into the sports talk here as we kick off hour number 2 in a few minutes. But first, let's check in on the market and bring on our good friend Mike from Lee Baldwin & Company. Mike, how are you doing today?
Good, thanks, guys. We're getting a nice bounce in the markets today. They were a little stronger on the open, but Dow's still up over 200, and NASDAQ and S&P are following right behind. So far, a good day at midday. Our diamond, we're going to go with Snowflake. It's a nice symbol, SNOW, considering the weather outside today, but that stock's up 3.6% in sympathy with some other companies reported good earnings from that industry. So that's a nice move for snow. And our dog, we're going to go with oil stocks. Oil's down a little bit today. We're seeing a decline in Chevron, Exxon, and a lot of the other pipeline stocks that are involved with energy and oil. So overall, a very good day, and hopefully we continue the momentum into the afternoon.
All right, Mike, sounds good. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Mike from Lee Baldwin & Company. Lee Baldwin, all the diamonds, none of the dogs. Be sure to visit leebaldwin.com.
Anybody ever seen Mike and Drew in the same place? They sound a little alike.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't pick up on that.
I did a little bit there. I heard it a little bit.
Heard it a little bit. Okay.
Anything interesting happening outside of basketball and football? I'm sorry, Steve. I will apologize to you. I've been cranky.
You have been cranky. It's okay.
I think the Steelers pushed me over the edge. I have never been fire the coach guy, and I never will be, except for Mike Tomlin. I'm there now.
All right.
If he gets into the playoffs again and loses, the Steelers don't lose 9 years of playoff games. Sorry, that's not Steelers. We're not the Bills. We're not happy losing in the playoffs.
I think Mike Tomlin is a good coach. I think that sometimes a situation can run its course, and it's time for a new perspective. And I think you're probably there. You're probably past there with the Steelers. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. The Steelers fans booed Renegade on Sunday. There's something's got to change. Like that.
It's time.
I think it might be, but he could still get to the playoffs. He could still win a game in the playoffs. Like, the only player it feels like on the Steelers that wants it is Aaron Rodgers, and he's not even a Steeler.
Did you watch any of the game last night? Patriots are pretty good.
Yeah.
I know it was just the Giants, but Patriots are pretty good.
Yeah, we also talked about the kicker in the Giants game. Like, have you ever seen a pro athlete do anything so less pro athlete-like than that kicker?
No.
I hit golf balls that way. Like, he kicked the dirt in front of the ball.
I assume he was asked about it after the game. Like, did you see any sound bites from him or any comments?
They probably made him walk home, Steve.
Okay, so hang on. This headline says had a weird excuse for what happened. So I want to know what the excuse is now.
He thought Lucy was holding for him. There's a Charlie Brown reference for you, Steve. Michael Antonio says it was the holder's fault. What do you do? Was he in the wrong spot?
That's what he said. I was approaching the ball, cold weather. The ball kind of slipped out of the bottom, so it was moving. And as a result, I was not able to kick through the ball. The ball was moving when I went to drive into it, so I pulled up.
We all got
the holder. The holder did a good job catching it, putting it back, but at that point, it was too late.
We all saw it. Don't lie to me.
That's what he said. But it was odd. I have not seen that. You're right. It almost felt like a golf swing.
I can relate. Just say, hey, I scuffed it up a little bit. I won't do it again. Laces out. Everybody in the chat saying,
yeah.
Finkel is Einhorn. Man, that was brutal.
It was.
There's rarely times I say I could do that on a pro sport level. I could have done what that dope did.
It's like sometimes when a batter gets completely fooled on a pitch and takes like a half-hearted swing.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, that's almost what it looked like.
And Dom says he had a prop bet on the kick. Sadly, you'd think you can't be that bad though.
Right, just miss the kick.
Right. Don't miss the whole ball.
That calls more attention to yourself.
Your acting is horrible.
So here's the thing, though, about that. Does that count as a miss? And they actually said that on the broadcast last night because his foot never touched the ball.
Well, if it
could have just been like a fake punt?
No,
or a fake field goal.
Does it count as a miss if the snap's bad?
I don't think so. If you don't kick it, I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it counts as a miss.
It was like an air ball.
Yeah,
but an air ball is a miss.
It was a fake field goal that was not well executed. It was bizarre. In any
your
event,
foot has to hit the ball, according to our knowledgeable listeners.
That makes sense. Yes, you have to make an attempt in order for it to be an attempt, I would think. But his foot never touched the ball. All right, let's hit a timeout. We are going to go into our second hour here momentarily.
Drive into it, Steve.
We are.
Maybe.
We are.
Even.
We will. I'll tell you about that here.
You know what else you can drive into, Steve?
Lights on the Lake, Paulie.
You're damn right you can. You got to purchase your tickets in advance. So get to lightsonTheLake.com to purchase your advance sale tickets. Use code LOLSanta for a limited time, guys. Get there. Get your tickets. Steve's going with his family.
I don't have my ticket yet, though.
I'll hook you up, Steve. I'll give you a free ticket.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. We don't want Steve spending his money. He'd probably helicopter over it, too.
All right. Let's take a timeout. Sam Rothman
still don't have a date for myself, Steve.
I told you. The offer's on the table.
Yeah, I don't want you as my date. Thank you.
Fun.
I want a lady and my dog in the car, and then I drop her off, and me and my dog
I do think this is a missed opportunity for a great morning segment.
Why can't it be an afternoon segment? You don't think women listen to our show, Steve?
No, I don't want to waste time doing the segment on this show, but I feel like you could find a different show.
There might be a point during this basketball season. If things don't turn around, we'll be playing the dating game.
That's fair.
With our listeners.
That could be a good backup plan. I like that. All right, we'll hit a timeout. Hour number 2 starts next on ESPN Radio.
I am a treat. I'm not even going home. Ooh, the underwriting department has a $40,000 loan for me.
Call Scam Likely. the key to Cuse winning tonight, I think they're going to have to shoot the ball well in all phases, right? Threes, free throws. I think defensively they're going to be good enough to make this game close. I think they got to make shots. And they did against Houston. I mean, they shot better than 40%. You know, they shot the three pretty well. They just didn't make their free throws and didn't close it out. But I think we're going to see the defensive effort. I think that's kind of non-negotiable for this team. I think it probably comes down to making some shots, which sounds basic, but I think that's the deal. Yeah, Michael Antonio, but I don't know that you need to shoot well in every game to win, if that makes any sense, right? Yeah, great teams win even when they don't shoot great. I don't think Syracuse is good enough to beat Tennessee without shooting well. You know, can they beat, Stanford without shooting well? You know, probably. Can they beat Houston or Iowa State or Tennessee without shooting well? No.
What's weird is
no, of course they're not great. I mean, if they were great, they wouldn't be 4-3 in this situation right now. I think they're good, not great, and I think Tennessee is great. So they're going to have to make up. How do they make up for that?
You're having a show tomorrow, Tim? No, the women's game. Yeah. Oh, I won't be there. Cayenne's had open shots in every game and just missed them against the good teams. I'm freezing, guys. Are we playing the match game here? Woo-wee. Freezing in here. Bull God kicks off hour number 2. We're 6 minutes late. How did we do that? I thought we were on time today. Time to play the match game. Everybody loves it.
We are driving into our second hour. It's brought to you by Burdick BMW of Cicero. Our good friend Tim Leonard here to play the match game. He is a good friend. He is.
They're all good friends on this show.
We are.
How about, it's been a while since the match game. I am now in first, so I can brag about that.
How about
51 overall matches for myself. Steve, you are right behind me at 49 matches.
Okay.
Paula, you had a good last game. Last time we did this was the Monmouth game, just because of how the schedule has worked out. You're at 48 overall matches, so it's very tight. 51 for me, 49 for Steve, 48 for Paulie, as we start the match game for Tennessee.
That's your
and here
Give
comes
me a
the music.
Jeez, sorry.
I just wanted to expose you.
For God's sakes. Yeah, someone had it in insert mode.
Oh, that's what happened to me. It wasn't working for my show yesterday. So
I'm not a fan of insert mode.
Yeah, that's everyone knows listening about insert mode.
Yeah.
All right,
Steve.
For the biggest game maybe of the
How do you
Adrian
feel about
Autry era.
insert mode?
I want to hear what Tim's first question is. Tim, what do you got?
Tennessee total offensive rebounds. This is maybe Tennessee's greatest strength as a roster. They're third in the country, according to Ken Pom, in offensive rebound rate. How many O boards? Probably the biggest key to the game for Syracuse tonight, avoiding the offensive rebounds from Tennessee.
Let's see. Houston had 17 of them.
Tennessee is averaging 15 a game, if that helps you guys.
Yeah.
This has been a big problem.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a big problem again tonight. And again, no Donnie Freeman, as we know. I'll say 18.
I was thinking 16.
I'll go 15.
Okay.
All right.
Because then I'll be closest if it's lower.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Good
strategic.
math.
All right, I'm going to stop
middled
going.
there.
I'm going to stop going
We'll
first
rotate.
here.
I'll go first this time.
All right, similar type of question. What will the overall rebound margin be in the game? Tennessee is 6th in the nation in rebound margin to this point in the season. I'm going to say this is the Orange's downfall tonight, and they go, well, wait, you're going first on this, right, Paulie?
Yeah, I'll go plus.
Plus.
You mean minus.
Minus 9.
I'm going to say minus 12.
All right, so honestly, I was going to say minus 10. So I guess I'll stick with
So
that.
pick a side here. If you want to win, either play the game or don't.
I'm going minus
he's
two.
honest. Steve
If I'm
is
running
very
out of money, though, I get multiple points.
Yes,
right?
you do.
So
And get
I'll
two.
stick with minus 10.
Steve's honesty is no cap, as the kids would say.
How about Syracuse team 3-pointers? I actually hit this exactly in our Monmouth game. You guys were right around it as well. Paul, you guessed 9 against Monmouth. Steve, you guessed 8. I guessed 7. There were 7. I'm just going to go back to the well and guess 7 3-pointers tonight, knowing that Tennessee is a good defensive team.
I'm going to go 9.
9 as well.
That requires a... There we go.
And that's the idea of this game.
Yes, for all of us to match.
All right, this is an interesting stat because turnovers really puzzling in Vegas. Syracuse had 2 turnovers against Kansas, which was basically a program record, then 19 turnovers against Iowa State. So how many turnovers against a good defensive team in Tennessee tonight?
Somewhere between 19 and 2.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Thank
you.
you.
We have a match.
Yeah. Should we move on?
I'll say, I mean, they got to keep the turnovers down if they're going to win this game, especially because we expect them to lose the rebounding
10.
battle. I'm going 9.
I had 9 as well, Steve.
All right.
Specifically, it was Nathan George who had 7 turnovers against Iowa State. Before we get to the question, is it fair to say Nathan George has been a little bit underwhelming to this point?
He's had some good games and he's had some really not good games.
They've all been underwhelming against the better competition.
He hasn't played well against
I wouldn't
the
just
better
put it on
competition.
him.
But he's a new player, and
yeah, I mean, but you would, he led the ACC in assists last year. You would expect that he wouldn't be turning the ball over 7 times.
He did have 3 turnovers per game last year, and he's right around that this year to this point.
Yeah, 6 turnovers against Houston, 7 turnovers against Iowa State. Didn't turn over against Kansas.
Yeah, he's had some great games too.
He's also had like 9 assists, 1 turnover against Monmouth, 7 assists, 0 turnovers the game before against Drexel. So he hasn't played great against the better competition. What is your question regarding Nathan George?
The question is turnovers. How many turnovers in the game for him?
Well, if they're only going to have 9, then I'm going to say he's got like 3.
I'm going to say 4.
2.
Yeah, there he goes.
All right.
Being strategic.
Yeah.
I left myself 2 numbers.
Middling me again.
Well, kind of 3 numbers because
0,
what if he has 0? All right, Nate Kings. Is this the game he breaks out? We've said it every game.
I've said it. I've guessed yes every game, so I'm going to be.
How many 3s for Nate Kings? I'll say
5.
2. Wow.
What? Let's go. It's tonight's the night.
You have the team making 9 3s. And you have Nate Kings making 5.
Who else is going to hit it?
I mean, actually, against Iowa State, I think 8 different guys hit a 3 or something like
they
that.
They spread it around. I'm going to say 2.
All right, we're in agreement there, Steve. What about Kai and Anthony? Bounce back game for him. How many points?
11.
I'll give you the last go, Steve. I'll say 8 points.
Oh, man, I was going to go 8.
We're matching a lot here. All right, this is the scary question.
So if he hits 7, you guys both get points? That's
correct.
such trash. All right, go ahead. Stupid game. All right, go ahead.
If he hits 10, 12, 13, 14, you get points too.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Well, you picked 11.
I know,
That's on you.
I'm not a brave person. This game should be just impulsive and not strategic.
57% the Orange are shooting from the free throw line right now in the year. A staggeringly scary figure. I think it's 363 in the nation right now. What is your best guess at what they will shoot from the line tonight?
Percentage?
Yes.
It can't keep being this bad.
I'll go 62.
I'll go 72.
I have 71 written down, so I'm in the middle there.
Oh,
62.
Good. Okay, I get above 72. I feel
good luck with that.
I feel really confident about that.
You just need there to be no fouls in the game. Or maybe somehow Syracuse is... I was going to say somehow Syracuse is leading and they pad the stats at the end, but they don't even have a guy to turn to in that situation. Right. So
I'd like to explain something. Yes, the match game should be instinctive. We should be making what our thought is and not trying to pick the
All right,
number
well, I'll
that's easily
go
to match.
immediately after I say this next question.
Maybe
rest of the way.
maybe next season after when we get into this, we will go back to having us all write down our answers.
I always give you what I think.
And then we have the caller call in and try and match us.
That would be fun. I always give you what I think. So.
All right.
Nate Ament is the best player on Tennessee's team, arguably. Maybe not the best, but probably the most talented. He is a potential top 5 draft pick and 6'9" forward. Very good. He's averaging about 17.5, 18 points per game. How many points tonight for Nate Ament? I'll go 16. Instinctive answer.
My instinctive answer was 20.
Mine was 15.
Okay.
There we go.
Was it actually?
Yes, I was thinking 15.
Suspicious.
You don't trust me?
Well, you didn't say it instinctively. You just said the match game should be instinctive,
Yeah,
and
I
you
said
waited.
my initial thought. I can't talk over you.
We're going to have to trust Paulie, I guess.
Instinctively,
I don't
JJ
like it.
Starling points, 14 for me.
I'll go 11.
Yeah, I'm probably being generous there. Not a lot of
Instinctive,
instincts
Steve,
here from
yeah.
Steve.
My instinctive answer was 17.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
They need him. They need him to be really good, I think, tonight.
Here's kind of a fun storyline with this game tonight. Tennessee starting 2 guard is Bishop Boswell, who went to the same high school, Myers Park in Charlotte, as Sadiq White. He's a sophomore. They played on a state championship winning team together. So Bishop Boswell, who's averaging about 6 points per game, add up his points with Sadiq White's points. How many total for the two of them?
16.
No, not even skipping a beat there.
Yeah.
Instinctive.
I'll go 12.
I want to add them up. Sadiq, I'll give him 7. 7 and 6 is 13. I'll go 13.
I gave him both 8.
Okay, that adds up to 16.
Did have 14 points in the last game. Led the team in scoring. How about the net ranking for Syracuse after tonight's game? They're obviously 90th in the net. At least maybe it updated a little bit in the morning, but yesterday when they were released, 90th.
So how much are they going to jump when they win tonight, Paulie?
8? I don't know how it works. Like, how much can you jump?
From 90,
5.
if they beat Tennessee, they're going to jump pretty good.
Yeah, I think
So that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, one win changes your net that much.
Well,
like, what do you go? You go, because I have no idea.
Well, it's dependent on whether they win or lose,
Yes,
right?
yes. So how far would they drop?
They wouldn't drop much if they lost,
so they'd
but if
be
they
like
win,
94 if they lost, and like 70.
I mean, they could go up if they lose. It just is the margin of victory.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
Yeah,
if they
I hate
lose
this.
by 2 or... I'll say that they are like 88 in the net because I think they're going to lose and maybe...
I had 84 in my head.
I'll go 92.
Because it's going to help strength the schedule.
Paul,
I know.
I'm about to ask you if you think Syracuse can cover, and you're going to say yes because you're picking them to win, but...
I'm picking differently on everything.
Okay.
Strategic.
I'm hedging my bets. All right.
Strategic.
Yes, you got to.
What is the line?
It's 6.5.
6.5. Okay, I thought it was 5.5. 6.5. Okay.
Yeah, I think it went up once they announced
God,
Donnie officially out.
I want him to win so bad as a fan. I can say that because I'm not a TV personality like Steve. God, I want him to win.
So since I'm on the post-game show tonight, and I feel like sometimes I jinx myself with how I pick. I'm going to say they don't cover because I just don't really want it to be a disaster post-game show where I'm taking calls and fire red all night.
Yeah.
So if I say they won't cover, then maybe they will cover. That's my theory.
Okay, they won't cover.
6.5. I'm going to say they do cover.
All right, you got a chance to pick up some ground on us there.
Gaslighters.
You're saying they're not going to cover?
Yeah.
I think
they're going to win.
Wait, what?
You don't worry about it. You got to play the match game strategically.
I think it's a close loss.
All right, that's the match game.
I don't want
Award-winning.
I don't want a close loss. I want to win.
That might sting more. I guess that's your question. How many callers will we get if it's a blowout versus a close loss? I think
the people will be more angry if it's a close loss than it will be a blowout.
I think blowout still, but
yeah, because then it becomes the product, right?
Yes.
Then it becomes this product is inexcusable if they lose by 25.
And then people will be like, Red's talking about level 5 energy, which I'm not saying they shouldn't be saying this, but
Right.
if they get blown out again, I mean, we did say, as you said at the start of the show, Paulie, we did not think this team was going to get blown out by anyone.
We all
thought
were
they
wrong on that. We all said that. We're stupid.
One bad half. It was a bad half.
I think the Iowa State game was such a tough spot. That
I just said that to upset Paulie.
just one bad half.
Just one bad half. All right, let's take a timeout.
They somehow only squeaked out 0 wins with one bad half. I don't know how they pulled that off.
One really bad half.
Yeah, but they still somehow
we've got
lost
today's
all
business.
3 games.
All right,
with only one bad half.
Let's stay on time. Sam Rothman coming up at 1:30. So 10 minutes from now, we'll have Sam. Today's business coming up next on ESPN Radio.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. That's a moral victory at this point. Year 3, you can't play good halves. You have to play good games and win them all.
Good relative to, like...
What, last year's crap?
No, what we know of as this year's. Like, I think they played a good game against Houston. They lost.
They did. They lost.
Yeah. So I think we're in agreement. It's just...
I mean, it's just not good. It's not good. It's not good to lose. There's nothing good about losing.
No.
I'm so old, I remember Rick Barnes coached Providence.
Yeah. Texas for a while, too.
You think we'll get this? We should be able to get this signing day press conference tomorrow, right? During the show.
Yeah. What time is it? 1?
It must be 1. It doesn't say on this. All it says is the doors will close at 12:20 p.m.
Oh. It's gotta be
Yeah.
12:30 then?
Yeah.
I came across the 30 for 30 Survive in Advance last night, the Jimmy V one.
Yeah.
I can't come across that and not start watching it from wherever it is.
I feel like you're a big 30 for 30
Love
late night watcher. Yeah.
Love it, the 30 for
It's just like after you get back from work.
Yeah,
or,
it was like 12:30 last night.
Yeah. Because it's
I
always
watched
on late.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Horrible police chase crashes last night before I went to bed.
I like the Fab 5 one. It's really good. 30 for 30.
I like the Big East one.
Yeah. Survive in Advance is good too.
The best one, my favorite one is the Chris Herron one, the Unguarded.
Oh, yeah.
You remember we did the...
Yeah, it's Unguarded or something. Yeah, something like
Quentin,
that.
we know. He flipped.
What happened?
Oh, that kid flipped from Syracuse to Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
Picard. John Luke.
Yeah, we got a couple callers at the start of the show that were like, tell the guys Elijah Robinson got demoted. I was like,
we know. We
were
led with
aware.
it.
Darren Peterson out again tonight against UConn.
When you guys say his name, what am I? Whose name am I supposed to be saying?
Brian Higgins.
Really?
I think so.
Why do I need to say Brian Higgins' name? I'll say his name, Brian Higgins. I don't care. I didn't fire him. Well, but why? He's been killing it on YouTube. Good for him. Okay, you know where to watch him. I need to do some research.
For what?
I want to see what justifies killing it on YouTube.
Oh.
Oh. Doing okay, some of them, yeah. Guys, it was months ago. I like Brian. Why would I not like Brian? I just haven't been following his. I haven't been following him.
Well, you work all the time.
What?
You work all the time.
You guarantee it does? All right, you're brilliant. Oh, for God's sakes. I don't even care. I got it like that. The Jungle Brothers, Steve.
Doesn't sound like Kid Rock.
There goes the perfect game.
It's a remix. Ba with a ba. Did you know that the Jungle Brothers and Kid Rock collab?
I did not.
To make this remix?
I don't think they know they collabed either until today.
The hottest selling album that year.
All right, let's get to today's business. Brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. What do you have for us, Tim?
Well, I'm now looking up who has thrown the most perfect games in Major League Baseball history. I want to know if they've thrown more perfect games than Paulie. But anyway, let's actually talk about today's business. Okay, so the big debate tonight will be the college football playoff. It'll come out the rankings. Everyone's wondering about Miami, Notre Dame, as they have been for several weeks, and how the rankings will be revealed tonight. Do you guys have a lean on what they should do or what you think they will do tonight when the rankings are revealed?
In terms of Notre Dame and Miami?
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame is getting in and Miami's not.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think like if the goal is to get the best teams in, I think that's the right thing to do. I think Miami, Miami's got a case. Like I get the resume case when you look at it, you say, well, they beat them head to head. I understand that, but I think that Notre Dame is the better team, and also their two losses were at the very, very beginning of the season. I mean, this looks like a team that can win the whole thing, frankly. I mean, Notre Dame looks like a top 5 team. I'm not sure Miami does. And Miami, like if you look at the teams, like who has the worst losses in the college football, those teams vying for the college football playoff, both of Miami's losses are among the worst of anyone that's, vying for an at-large bid.
Yeah, losses to SMU on the road and Louisville at home, which are SMU, I guess, is not ranked anymore after they lost.
Both teams have kind of fallen off,
exactly.
Since the beginning of the season. So, I know head-to-head should matter. I get that. But, again, if the goal truly is to get the best teams in this, tournament, quote-unquote, then, yeah, I think Notre Dame is. And, Florida guy brings up Texas. It's another great question with Texas. They look every bit the part of a college football playoff team. It's an interesting precedent that they're going to have to set. The committee's going to have to set on Texas one way or the other. Because if they let Texas in, then that's saying, well, go ahead and schedule Ohio State. There's no repercussion for losing that game. So you might as well play it, because if you win it, you're going to get an enormous amount of credit for it. If you lose it, it doesn't matter. So first game, they're the best team in the country, so go ahead and play it. But they also, on the flip side, they've lost a quarter of their games, right? So they've got great wins.
Yeah. And they almost lost to Kentucky and Mississippi State.
Correct.
That's a really tough one. It's an interesting bubble this year where I think Vandy also feels like they should be included in the conversation. They're probably not even sniffing it right now, and I don't know if they should be or they shouldn't. It's just a tough situation because, like you said, they have to set a precedent one way with Texas. And right now, I think Texas would argue, like Steve Sarkisian has argued, that why are you not valuing strength of schedule if you don't put us in? Because if that's the case, then no one's going to play big-time games in week one if they don't value the Ohio State loss.
Well, don't lose three games then, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna schedule that, then it's okay. We may lose that one. We can probably only lose one more time. Is I think that would be the precedent that has been set. But if you're Alabama, for instance, the committee made the precedent last year with SMU saying you won't be penalized. If you're in the field, you're not going to be penalized for losing your conference title game. So if Alabama loses to Georgia, they shouldn't be penalized. But then that would be a third loss for Alabama. So it is a tough spot for the committee to be in because there are, we thought, well, if it goes to 12, it's going to eliminate the controversy. No, it's not. I mean, there's still going to be good teams that are left
Plus,
out.
that would be 6 SEC teams if you put Texas in, which I think we're...
Oh, I don't think Texas is getting in. I'm just saying that they do have a compelling case in that they've got 3 of the best wins of anybody in the field, but they also have 3 losses. So I don't think Texas is getting in. I do think Notre Dame's getting in over Miami.
Agreed.
I agree with you there. One thing before we get to I guess we should just get right to your kicker now, Paulie, so we don't keep our guests waiting.
Steve, do you know what backdoor browsing is?
backdoor browsing. I don't. What is it?
It's not as fun as it sounds. Well, maybe it could be. Commuters have started what people call backdoor browsing on passengers' cell phones and computers. So they're looking over their shoulders and snapshotting what people are looking at and, calling them out. It actually happened to a senator who was looking at an OnlyFans model on the Twitter box. And so people are backdoor browsing.
Okay.
So be careful if you're
that sounds like a public service announcement.
Yes, if you're on public transportation, be careful of the backdoor browsers.
Don't backdoor browse me, bro.
Yeah. Also, don't Google backdoor browsers on your work computer.
Did you just make that mistake?
No, okay. I'm smart enough not. Okay. There's a few things I'm smart enough to know, and putting backdoor browsers into your search engine at work is probably not a wise move.
All right.
Have you made that mistake, Steve?
I've not. No,
just checking.
We do have to take a timeout. We have to take a timeout. Sam Rothman, sports reporter down at our Next Star station in Knoxville. She'll join us next. She'll fill us in on the Tennessee Volunteers. Big one tonight for both these teams. Probably more so for Syracuse than it is for Tennessee, but we'll get her thoughts on the Vols coming up next on ESPN Radio.
Like, I once went to Starbucks and a guy's screensaver was just girls in like he was in line and it was just like girls in bikinis and I'm like, they're just bouncing around. I'm like, what on earth would you leave your computer open with that?
Wait, say this again? When did this happen?
It was a while ago because his screensaver kicked on and it was just, he's at Starbucks with his computer open and it's just girls in bikinis. I'm like, who on earth told you that was okay? Like, if you're a senator, why on earth are you on the plane looking at stuff like that? Like, I get people look at it.
He was on an airplane?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad to have, like, you can't look at things, but do it in private. Nobody needs to be, like, on an airplane. Settle down. Last time I was on a train, I was playing Civilization, a video game, and I feel like people were judging me. Like, look at this old guy playing Civilization.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
You just like build empires and take over countries.
Isn't there a board game like that called like Risk? Or something?
Risk, yeah, but it's a video. Yeah, it's very similar. Do they still have magazines like that, like Tiger Beat, and do they even sell magazines anymore?
What's Tiger Beat?
It's what kids used to read to like stay up on pop culture.
No idea.
And they'd have like Chachi from Happy Days in it as the centerfold, and girls would hang them on the wall, or like the New Kids on the Block.
Block.
Ooh, Leif Garrett and Ralph Macchio were his sister's favorites. I had a Paula Abdul. That was the poster of a girl I had. I wasn't allowed to have any other type of like.
We talked about this.
I had the Beastie Boys poster too. Ooh, blacklight posters. Those were cool. Like a big panther. I'm a beta because I don't. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have posters like that either. Like Farrah Fawcett or anything like that. He's got a foot injury. That's all they we could say, really, is, lower body. That's more that you're going to get from anybody. Do they still make magazines, guys? Like Maxim? Like, do they still make that? Can you go buy a physical, like at an airport, can you buy a magazine to read? Steve's ignoring me.
I'm dealing with something. Sorry.
Do they still make the World News Report where like Bat Boy is and the world's hairiest man, like Werewolf Man? Or the president shaking hands with aliens? All summer long, Steve. It is not very summer-like out in central New York. Winter storm advisory till 3 o'clock. Tennessee is probably feeling culture shock.
Yeah, it's nasty out. No doubt about it. All right, let's bring on our one guest today. So pleased to be joined by Sam Rothman, sports reporter, anchor down at WATE, Channel 6 in Knoxville, Tennessee. We had her on to talk Tennessee football at the beginning of the season. Glad to have her on again to talk Tennessee basketball. Sam, always great to have you on. I hear congratulations are in order. How are things?
Things are good. Thank you very much. Yeah, that ties in perfectly with Tennessee basketball. Rick Barnes it turned into a whole meme with him making fun of me not wearing my ring, saying that I should get it checked for it being real. But that's just, that's the gem that Rick Barnes is. So, but thank you very much. Glad to be joining on, talking about another Syracuse-Tennessee matchup.
Yeah, and this one is even more important than maybe the football game was, right? For Syracuse basketball anyway, it feels like the season is kind of on the line tonight from a non-conference perspective for the Orange. Fill us in on this Tennessee team because they've looked awfully good, awfully impressive. How do they kind of compare to the last two Tennessee teams that Syracuse has seen? They've played them each of the last 2 years. How does this one compare to those squads?
Yeah, this one's very different in terms of it's a young team, a lot of new faces, 4 new starters on this team, but the recipe for success is there. What Rick Barnes has been so successful in the portal. 2 years ago, Dalton Connect. Last year was Chaz Lanier. This year, it's Jacoby Gillespie, and they really just have not missed a beat. Now, the big difference is that Jacoby Gillespie, different from Lanier and maybe Connect in that he's also Tennessee's point guard. So that's not usually the Rick Barnes formula of the sharpshooter being the point guard as well, but the fact that he is the leading scorer on the team also being a point guard, maybe even more impressive, right? But he's really been, Nate Ament gets all the spotlight as he should, the 5-star could be a high draft pick, right? He has been SEC Freshman of the Week 3 out of the first 4 weeks of the season. He's coming into his groove, but Jacoby Gillespie is the guy that Syracuse will have to lock down tonight from a scoring perspective, and something that's a little different from last year's team. And also just going back to, obviously Tennessee got knocked out of the Elite Eight last year by a Houston team. This year, Tennessee beat Houston in that same Vegas tournament. And Coach Barnes said that, maybe last year's team wouldn't have beaten Houston, but then they turned around and lost to Kansas. And he said last year's team wouldn't have done that from a mindset focus, and that's because they lost the Zakai Zieglers, they lost the Jemai Mashaks, they lost those vital leadership roles. So it is a bit of an interesting team in terms of those veteran presence aren't there, but maybe they are more talented in terms of, especially with the bigs inside, the depth is there, unlike I've seen since I've been here. So a lot of talent. The difference is that veteran leadership, though.
Yeah, and along those lines, Sam, I wanted to ask you about that Vegas trip because, Tennessee, like most, they scheduled some lesser competition early on in the year. They beat up on the lesser competition. Then they went out to Vegas for this big tournament, just like Syracuse did. Mm-hmm. And we were all like, all right, we're going to learn about this Syracuse team. Mm-hmm. What did you learn about this Tennessee team? Maybe not so much from the Rutgers game. They were better than Rutgers, but Houston and Kansas in particular. What did you learn about this team from those two games?
Yeah, from that Houston game, you definitely learned, to my previous point about those bigs. You have Felix Okpara. He's the only returning starter on the team, but then you also throw in a Jalen Carey in there. You throw in JP Estrella, who missed all of last season due to an injury. You also have Cade Phillips off the bench. You have Dwayne Brown. I mean, they're just endless inside, and talking to, some of those lesser competition teams that Tennessee has played, all of the coaches talk about how you can't stop them inside. There's just too much depth. One guy comes out and there's another, big guy coming in. So that you kind of learned, because you can't learn that as much against the lesser competition, like you said. But when you're going up against Houston with that kind of defense and you're doing that, that's a big takeaway. But then to turn around, and maybe it was fatigue, maybe it was, coming off a big win against Houston, but they looked kind of flat against Kansas. And that's something that maybe we learned is, okay, this team is missing that veteran leadership, those leaders saying, guys, pick it up. Like, this is not a gimme game either. Like Kansas, they may be unranked, but they're a really good team, So that is something that I wouldn't be shocked if Rick Barnes, he's known, to be on his players. He was on his players. We were at practice yesterday to kind of flip the page. And I wouldn't be shocked if they came out with a dominant performance against Syracuse.
Sam, you mentioned the name Nate Ament a little bit ago. What have your impressions been of him? I mean, is he top 5 NBA draft good from what you've seen? Because there's always a transition, right? But has he made that transition look seamless?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say specifically in terms of how he competes to maybe those other guys that are in the mix for that, but I've been really impressed. There are some plays that he makes and you kind of just are like, wow, you kind of are in shock because he's a freshman making these plays. He's 6'10", he's only going to grow. He's still growing, which is insane, and he's getting better every single game. And I think that's the big thing that Coach Barnes has really praised about him is these 5 stars, these guys that, are going to be one and done, a top 5 pick. They come in, maybe they think that they know everything, they've been the best player for basically their whole lives, right? But he has made it an emphasis also in Rick Barnes' system to get better on defense as well, and that's a huge thing in Barnes' system. And every single game he's gotten better. And he had a bad outing against Houston, 9 points, but then he comes out and scores 20 against Kansas. So just the resiliency, the able to bounce back. If he has a bad shooting night, he's not afraid to keep shooting, even if they're not going in. And I think that's, big for a freshman to be able to have that, mentality.
Rick Barnes, I mentioned this stat earlier in the show. The Vols are 79-8 against unranked non-conference opponents under Rick Barnes. Does he get the credit that he deserves in the national coaching circles? Because, again, when you look at some of these stats, the loss to Kansas snapped a streak of 40 straight wins as a ranked team to unranked non-conference opponents. And, Kansas obviously is back in the polls this week. But what he's been able to do consistently year in and year out, it is remarkable. And I feel like when we look at the best coaches in the game, Rick Barnes is on the list, but maybe not necessarily towards the top of the list. Why is that?
I think it's because they say you can't win the big game. He's still searching for that trip to the Final Four. That Dalton Connect year, it really felt like they had the team to go all the way. Obviously got matched up with a tough Purdue team and Zach Edey and all that. But I think the fact that he saw how they lost to Purdue, he saw how they lost to Houston, and he made an emphasis to get the bigs this year just shows he can evaluate as a coach and see where he needs to get better and where he needs to build his roster. But yeah, I mean, if you go to a Tennessee practice and you hear Rick Barnes, he is the sweetest man off the court. Hey, what's up? He knows what's going on in your lives, like you mentioned. And then he gets on the court and he is just reaming into his players. So from my perspective, yes, I mean, he is a legend, but maybe he doesn't get that respect because he hasn't had that big win or that big run in the postseason. Now, a lot of people think that this is the Tennessee team that could do it again because of that depth piece that they have this year.
That's what people said about Jim Boeheim for so long, and then that championship in 2003 certainly changed. That one championship changed everything in terms of how people look at you. We talked a lot about the positives, Sam, with this team and what they bring to the table. Are there any weaknesses that you have your eye on? You know, it's still early in the season, but if you had to point to a weakness or two with this Tennessee team, what would it be?
It would probably just be the turnovers. That's something that Tennessee is known for, that defense, that aggressive defense. But Tennessee's been turning the ball over a lot themselves, got better at it in Vegas. But it's still been something that Coach Barnes has says he has not liked how his team has played in terms of just guarding the ball, making smart decisions, just playing smart. He says sometimes they just play dumb and he doesn't know what they're doing out there. So that's one maybe sign of weakness. But again, that is something, just talking about Rick Barnes' system, his defense, how he, gets on his players, that is something that has progressively gotten better. And I wouldn't be shocked if it continues to get better. But if that's one thing, maybe it would be the turnovers.
I don't know how much you've had a chance to watch Syracuse. Maybe you saw a little bit of what they did out there in Vegas. If so, I mean, what are your impressions of this Syracuse team from what you've seen?
I mean, yes, Syracuse went 0-3 in Vegas, but held, took Houston to overtime, right? A team that Tennessee had to fight to win, held their own against Kansas. I know you guys are losing your top scorer there, but I think this is an improved Syracuse team than maybe the ones that Tennessee has faced the past 2 years. Rick Barnes thinks so. He said that he was praising Coach Autry in practice yesterday in press conference, saying that this is the best Syracuse team he thinks the team will face, and he's seen that progression. And for a coach like Rick Barnes to say that, it's a big deal, right? So I think it might be Tennessee's toughest test. Also, Tennessee's up, they've got the jackets on. They're not used to the snow. They're not used to surroundings, playing in the dome. So it could be a tough test for the Vols tonight.
All right. In terms of a blueprint for success, for how this game plays itself out, give me a formula for how you go about beating this Tennessee team. If you're Syracuse, what needs to happen tonight for this to be, a close game with 5 minutes to play in the second half?
Yeah, you need Jacoby Gillespie to just get him off his rhythm. He has been playing the best of his time at Tennessee. Keep wanting to say Syracuse. The best of his time at Tennessee so far. Early on, you could see the flashes, but those numbers really weren't there. They've been there, especially in those Vegas games. So knock him off, and that gets the whole team out of rhythm, right? And then you just have to lock down the bigs. Easier said than done. That would be the formula for success. Not a lot of teams have been able to do it, especially that Houston defense. So if there's a formula for success, get Gillespie out of his rhythm, get him off, because once he's on, he can just kind of like Lanier and Connected the past 2 years. Once he's on, he just keeps firing away, and those threes just keep pouring down. And then I don't know how to do it, but trying to stop the bigs, because if Tennessee can just keep rotating them, it could be, a tough night for the Orange up there in Syracuse.
Yeah, first true road game for Tennessee this year, although they obviously just got back from Vegas themselves. Give me a prediction tonight. Tennessee's favored by, I think we saw 6.5. Seems about right. How do you see this game playing itself out tonight inside the Dome?
Oh, you're doing this to me as a Syracuse alum.
I know.
Let's say 71-58. Tennessee.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well, we figured as much. We all have Tennessee winning as well, just by varying margins.
What are your guys' predictions?
I said Tennessee by 5.
Okay.
Paulie, you said...
I've said 3 different things. I can't.
He said Syracuse
will
is going to win. Right.
Syracuse will cover tonight. 6.5. Yeah, I think they'll cover.
Okay. That's the one you're sticking to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Tim Leonard, our producer, he thought Tennessee would cover the spread. So we shall see.
Okay.
I think we're all in agreement that Tennessee's probably going to win this game tonight, but Syracuse desperately needs it. So we'll see how it all plays out inside the Dome. 7 o'clock tip. Sam, it's always a pleasure catching up with you. I've told you this before. You're one of my favorite former students.
Thank you so much.
Keep up the good work. Keep killing it. And
have I asked you what Steve gave you as a grade?
I don't remember, but hopefully good.
I'm sure she got an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she
I
got
can go
an
back. I can go back and look at it. But, when I talked to Steve back in Atlanta for the football game, I got a little nervous. I told him I feel like it's a test. So, so he makes me a little nervous. I feel like I'm going to be great.
I don't mean to make you nervous. No, you're killing it. Continued success to you, both personally and professionally.
Thank you so much.
Be well, Sam. Happy holidays, and we'll talk again soon.
You too. Looking forward to this one tonight. Have fun.
All right, Sam Rothman joining us here on the program. I'm sure she got an A because she's a very conscientious person. And like if you hit deadlines and you try, and obviously she's very good at what she does. Well, you're always on time. So if you were on time, that's half the battle.
Let me ask you a question, because this made me think of something. Your coaching tree is huge, right?
It gets bigger and bigger each year.
Your coaching tree has gotten bigger. Let me ask you this. Mike Tomlin has no coaching tree. Is that weird?
A little bit. Yeah,
is that a good thing or a bad thing to not have a coaching tree? It's probably a bad thing.
I don't think that's a good thing. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing, but I don't think that's a good thing.
He's been a coach a long time, and there's like nobody ever talks about. Right. Oh, he was Mike Tomlin's prodigy.
Yeah.
I'm turning on Mike Tomlin.
I can tell you are. I can tell you are. All right. Let's hit our final timeout here. We'll wrap things up next on ESPN Radio. Ooh, starting 5 in my coaching tree.
You can't do that.
No, that's tough. I mean, I had
starting 5 co-hosts.
I had Noah Eagle, Drew Carter. Anish was an intern of mine. Man, that's tough.
Who are mine?
What'd you say?
Sam Roberts.
Starting 5 of co-hosts?
Yeah. Dave Pash. But I just worked with him.
Counts.
LL Cool J, because he tweeted at me once.
Not Ice-T, though.
Tyler Aki is the one that started the ask about the grades.
He did. Yeah.
Not top 5.
Whose coaching tree am I on? So I worked under Dave Ryan at Channel 3.
I worked with Dave Ryan.
I worked very closely with him for a long period of time. Doug Logan, certainly at Channel 9. Anna Benini, who worked in Buffalo for many, many years. Those are Doug Sherman, who calls a lot of games for ESPN. He worked in Syracuse. I worked under Doug Sherman for a bit.
Sherman Douglas?
Covered Sherman Douglas, but I never...
Sherman Douglas.
Remember, he was part of that thing in the mall.
You and I both admitted the only player I ever asked for a picture with.
Yeah.
Was Sherman Douglas, because it was super exciting.
I did work with Andrew Filipponi.
Yeah, yes. Michael Bivens doesn't count. He called me Little P. Either that or we're really close. And he had... isn't that what he called me?
He did,
Little P. What up, Little P? I didn't ask for the picture with AI. Jeff Rubin heard that I was his favorite player and asked him if he would take a picture with me. I can't say enough how funny it was that I didn't catch this yesterday, and multiple people text me about it. Pat, in his call yesterday, said you have to put your throat on the other team.
Yeah, I caught that after the fact, yeah.
I have childish friends. Everybody's like, I need to play that team if they're going to put their throat on me, huh? Huh? Waka waka?
Okay.
It's your world.
Also, if I call him
yes.
That was a good one today.
Insert mode, yeah. Backdoor browsing.
I tell you what, Ryan Mullen, years ago I was at the Boxing Hall of Fame, and Muhammad Ali was sitting there, and I didn't speak to him. But he he was asking if I was starstruck. It was Muhammad Ali, and I was like, there was like a presence about him.
Yeah,
I can't even explain it. Like and I didn't even speak to him, but it was like, oh my God, that's Muhammad Ali. Like
Pat Riley was sitting behind me at a tournament game in Miami once, and I did this. And I took a picture over my shoulder. I front door browsed him. I wasn't starstruck, but I was kind of. I just thought it was funny. He was stuck sitting right next to me. He was behind me. Get behind me, Pat Riley. In order to keep us on time, I wrote down today's artist of the day.
All right, what do you got?
STP, Madonna, AC/DC, Bob Marley. Bob Marley, AC/DC, Madonna, STP.
That was a perfect game from you.
That
well
was
done.
Stone Temple Pilots, Steve, because I know you think it's oil. Actually, you wouldn't know either. A rock band or how to fix a car. So
I knew it was Stone Temple Pilots.
Right.
I knew that. In fact, I think I'm going to vote for them.
Wow, that's a shock. That might be the most shocking vote ever. I'm going Bob Marley.
I was thinking Madonna, so
all right, leave it
up to the chat.
Here we go.
Steve, you get your tree yet? Did you cut it down? And
I have a
Christmas tree.
Yep.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Nice.
Waiting on this. STP, San Diego Q's.
Why do you sound disappointed?
Because I wanted Bob Marley.
Okay, sorry.
Three Little Birds.
All right, we got to go. Quickly, show tonight, Tim.
Yes, I will be chatting with Adam Terry. We'll continue to react to the news that Elijah Robinson has been demoted from defensive coordinator to co-DC/defensive line coach. And we'll preview the Tennessee game.
Okay, looking forward. I have a cut on my finger. You were looking at me like, what's wrong? I have a cut. Look.
Everybody saw that on camera, Steve, what you just did.
It's on my middle finger, but look.
Yeah, okay.
I'll put both. I'll put my index finger up, too.
I can't believe Steve and
Who won the artist of the day?
STP.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
All right, we got to go. For
Steve
Tim,
and
for
Fonte.
You were looking at me like, what's wrong? I have a cut.
You legitimately just gave me
I did not mean to.
All right, we'll let the people in the chat decide whether or not you meant to, because that was right in my face.
All right, enjoy the game tonight, everybody. We'll certainly talk about it tomorrow.
How do you not know what you're doing there?
We're back at it noon tomorrow.
Innocent with me.